Greetings, Jedi traders. David here of TradingFibs.com to bring you the weekly trend for October 13th, 2019. As always, please seek financial advisement when trading with your money, as these videos are for educational purposes only. Support your knowledge in the market, see what's going through my head on any given week. Always make sure you have a solid trading plan and always manage your stop when placing a trade. All right. Welcome. We are in the middle of October as Q4 starts to roll out. Earnings season starting to come to shine this week as major numbers starting out with our banks this week. And the next month, surely we'll see a lot more numbers rolling through. All right, let's get straight to the charts here as we take a look at the ES. On the big picture, big screen, as we've seen from the lows of 2019, we've been showing this chart on the Murray math level charts. 10 has been waffling back and forth across that 50, but for the most part, we've really held up since about mid-year off that 200, retested a couple times, but we continue to hold up. So again, those billboards flashing recession, not seeing that here yet. Price action continues to hold as MML's long-term still in an uptrend up here, looking at 31.25 as our first level of resistance. But we got to break through some of these shorter-term MMLs as we found support in the last 2 weeks here around the 200 MA major support on the midterm. Midterm's about 4 or 5 months of price action. Again, really midterm in consolidation here as we hit up on the reversal, came down here to major support or support. Major support is the long-term line here, as well as the midterm major support, the support levels, support high and support low, but continue holding up above the 200. In last week of trading, we saw price action holding above again the 200. Friday, Thursday, and Wednesday bounced up 200 after a pullback there on Tuesday, as we held up at the beginning of last week, thinking maybe we'll get to that MML. Well, we didn't get up there right away. We instead tested the short-term support levels, midterm major support, and bounced right back upside. So again, heading back up to these all-time highs, which we're looking at is if we can hold that 10 above that 50, and price action can reach these high levels, we'll be looking at 30.47, as well as all the way up to 31.25 for the end of the year. When we took a look, so the question is, levels are levels. Everyone has their choice of technical indicators, but here at Trading Fibs, we take a look at the MMLs, including the Heiken Ashi bars trending, and there it is on a nice high time frame. Price action above the T38, which is the Tim Tilson moving average, a little bit smoother. Price action above VWAP. All 5 bars showing us in trend, and price action pretty solid right now. Indecision bar right now to finish out the week. We obviously would like to see the continued trend as we saw here. So whether it's a swing trade for a couple days or the long term, your choice. Price action continues to stay upside on the ES. All right, moving into the NQ. Let's take a look at the NQ here. Price action on the daily as well as the Heiken Ashi bars. Here we could see price action continuing to hold up on all 5 bars. And NQ, again, similar stories back in 2019. Let's even go back further as we can see back here. And price action for the most part, I threw up another MML here, a little bit bigger time frame on the scale here, back to about February, end of February, beginning of March, as we can see a lot of consolidation from mid to long term, midterm up to short term. Short term again, similar structure as the ES, holding, bouncing off the 200 MA. 10-period moving average just crossing above the 50, and we're again revisiting back up at those levels. So again, very similar price action this week on the NQ, bouncing off the 200 after Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, pulling back a little bit, testing that major support on the short term. Short term again here for the last about month just shy of a month here, or just about a month of price action time frame. So again, we're trying to revisit those all-time highs. Right now, looking for an MML reset, as we just saw in the ES. On the price action on the ES, we already have a push up with some higher levels. And NQ, we are not yet there. So a lot of tight consolidation on NQ, not making anything easy by any means, as we could see price action continuing to waffle. So again, what's the first indicator that we might go higher? Well, we continue to keep our eyes on the Heikin Ashi bars. Any turnaround will show up on a price action turnaround, as we could see here. That's exactly what we look like as we saw here on October 2nd for maybe 1 to 2 day trade here. Solid Heikin Ashi bars trending down. All right. Taking a look at the big picture total market momentum. I like to watch the VTI. Bigger general picture, as we can see, is very similar to the ES. There are a lot of consolidation here as price action continues to waffle here in between the short term, midterm, off the lows here back in June. Continue to move upwards, testing the shorter term here for the last several months here. Looking to get up here to 156.25 off the lows here of support back at the beginning of 2019. As we do each week, we like to take a look at the FFTY, which is the indicator for the IBD 50, representing the IBD 50 stocks. Again, we tested that major support after really what we've been having here is a nice pullback here as Heikin Ashi bars have been trending down. But just this week, we started to show a pullback off the lows here as 10 below the 200. We'd like to get that 10-period moving average back up. As we can see, we'll watch to see if we can continue this Heikin Ashi bar trend, get that T38 above that VWAP. We might be able to reach up here to 34.38 on the IBD 50. All right, taking a look at, let's see, any other charts I have this week. Again, I love to look at the IBD, taking a look at the bulls and bears as I indicate each week on my charts. Bulls, bears, momentum, where the percentage of bears crossing above the bulls, market bottom is more likely. So obviously we continue with this uptrend. And that's exactly what pundits out there are all trying to say, recession, recession. I simply like to take a look at the technical charts and make my decisions based on momentum, based on the charts of psychological market indicators, as well as some key market economic data that shows nothing really here showing any resistance. Well, yes, we have resistance, but question is, do we have another major breakthrough, or are we going to hold at this position as we see on the ES charts? And right now, I see no evidence of a pullback yet. Once we lose price underneath that 200 MA and start to retest some of those lower MMLs, and we go to the Heikin Ashi bars, and we see the momentum as we see here on the NQ turn into the red, then we can therefore follow through and confirm a downtrend. But for right now, obviously a market in uptrend pressure, but still uptrend for the most part. All right, Jedi traders, rolling into this week. Let's take a look at the charts. Sorry, not the charts. Calendar. Again, Monday is a U.S. holiday, so no U.S. trading here. Taking a look through the week, we have Beige Book on Wednesday, housing on Thursday, with a couple red dot economic data coming out from industrial production, and several Fed speakers spread throughout the week, including, the retail sales here on Wednesday. That's really it from earnings. We got Netflix, IBM coming out, United Healthcare, Johnson & Johnson. Big banks are reporting this week, and again, really, whether it's China trade deal, political landscape, we got Brexit coming and looming over our markets. Again, volatility is always in play. You got to watch those algos on each and every day, unless you're trading on the swing size to long term. All right, a couple of those. Each week I go ahead and mention a couple of. I don't want to call them gurus, but people in the industry that I tend to respect in their outlooks of the markets. One, that person being Jason Kelly for the long term. Again, if you haven't visited his website, jasonkelly.com, comes out with a weekly newsletter. Again, solid advice in rebalancing portfolios. Again, I would highly recommend you check out his information, including the folks over at EducoFin, which for the most part, checking my inbox today, I do not have a newsletter yet, but a weekly Heiken Ashi bar. If you're into understanding more about Heiken Ashi bars, a lot of free information there online. But again, you're free to check out the newsletter each week, which I post the highlights in my weekly newsletter as well. All right, Jedi Traders, one additional item I wanted to bring up this week, which I left on a note from a previous video. I just wanted to make some clarification. I talked about charting packages and using the Sierra charts as I had moved over from Thinkorswim a while back to Infinity Futures. Again, a solid company with lots of great advice and support for clientele. Again, recently in the last several months, they've been shifting to a new trading platform. So once you visit Infinity Futures, and if I misspoke, I apologize from the perspective of that they do offer support, not just support, but they do offer the Sierra charts as a platform. So when you come to charting packages, many different brokers obviously offer different kinds of packages. If you come over here, Infinity AT Charts is again one of the major packages that they're promoting at this time. They're putting a lot of research into it and adding studies. Again, you can go over to the Transact Futures YouTube channel, which I believe, and if I stand corrected on this, this is where the platform is coming from. And again, a lot of information there, as well as on the Infinity Futures page. So, for those of you that do want to use the Sierra, those of you who are interested in this type of charting packages, that's, again, your personal choice. Here at Trading Fibs, we like the Sierra charts, so that is something that they offer. It's a fixed fee, not whether or not based on you do round trip trade, so it's a solid flat fee. You got to ask them how much that is at this time, but you got to contact them to enable that charting package if you don't have it. So again, in any way, if I misspoke or anything, I apologize. I do want to make that clear that Infinity Futures, and again, if you check out their YouTube channel, they did used to have playlists with Sierra support. They have told me that they will be putting those videos back up because there's a wealth of information that has to do with the Sierra chart. So Infinity Futures, great brokerage for assisting new traders or veteran traders, seasoned traders. But again, that package is there, Sierra charts, but you need to ask for more information from them, as they do and have been making a wealth of information new now on the new trading or the new Infinity AT Charts platform. So a little bit more mobile, a little bit more simple for many traders who want that simplicity, but I must love the complexity of the Sierra charts. And again, on our charts, we have a lot of things that are not offered on those Infinity AT charts. So again, your choice. All right, Jedi Traders, that is an insight into the weekly trend and the current momentum of the key futures markets as I see them. Feel free to stop by at tradingfibs.com, any of my social media outlets to obtain more information. My mantra remains the same each week. Keep it in one simple strategy, any market, any chart, any time frame to keep you disciplined. You can find me every day on Twitter at Trading Fibs, and always I leave the crystal ball to the experts. I only look at what's in front of me on my charts, and I always leave the buys at the door when trading. Hey guys, have yourselves a Blue Zone day, Blue Zone week, wherever you may be. Have yourselves a good day, a good night, and good trading to you.